Hey guys, I'm Dimitri with Rog Canucks. We got another case. This is the Rog Strix. But before we talk about that, huge thanks to Thermaltake, Cooler Master, and Phanteks for making Computex possible. All right, guys, so let's talk about the Rog Strix enclosure. So this is 60% complete on the exterior, and the interior is very much finished because it's a collaboration between ASUS and InWin. The interior is based on the 915 case, so make sure to check out our video about it here. But the exterior is based on the ASUS sort of chassis design, their core functionality, and they've really stuck all the types of things onto the exterior, and we want your feedback. So this is, like I said, it's only a prototype, 60% finished, so let's go one by one to see what type of elements you want to see on the final product. So starting with the front, we have an aluminum plating here. It looks quite elegant, very towering effect, and this, like the front section, is kind of reserved to the back, creating this little spacing. I don't mind this effect, but the material for the top is not consistent. So this is aluminum, but this is brushed aluminum, this is sandblasted. I mean, where is the consistency? So the front panel here is aluminum. There are two versions. There's also the glass one. I do like how they've punched through it so that we have a little bit of this unique text going on. Well, look who it is.
Hi, Dimitri.
Hi.
I just wanted to ruin your video really quick.
I know, I was wondering if that was like a fan or you just like super excited about the case.
Oh, definitely not a fan. Have a good one, man.
Okay, bye-bye. Kyle, everybody. Now I do like this laser edge design over here. You can see a little bit of that Republic of Gamers text. We haven't seen much of that stuff going on here. Hey, Eber.
Hey, I wanted to grab my light, so yeah. Yeah, all right.
Oh my goodness. He just like rammed into a person and lost his battery. Eber, look where you're going, man. Jesus. All right, back to work. Laser edge stuff. Let us know what you think about it. A unique design. You can see the lighting seep through. We can see the dust filter in there as well. So they tell us they're experimenting with airflow options in terms of how much spacing they would need. I would say we definitely need more spacing there. Now coming to the tempered glass side panel, so here it is removable with a button from the back. I like this toolless approach. We have this headphone clip that you can attach to the top of the case. I do like it because it is removable, it is low profile. But in terms of this glass design, what do you guys think about this sort of like line design on the glass? I think it's good in moderation. You know, here I think they just went all out to see what people would like and what would stick here. Maybe a little bit of that, but not as much as it is on here. So let us know what you think about that. Now, as for the top design, if you guys recall the tough enclosure, which has the handles, this is kind of the continuation of that direction. But here, it's a single strap that wraps around, and it's a kind of a unique design because it's not necessarily, it doesn't look like handles. It feels like it's part of the enclosure, but obviously it has that dual functionality of being able to carry the case, and it actually looks pretty sweet. Now for the I/O, it's at the top here. So a bunch of USBs, Type-C, obviously that's kind of expected. They probably will have a button to change the color cycling effects because this whole thing is just loaded with addressable RGB things. There's actually a hub on the interior, so that will be connected to the motherboard, and you have that full control through physical buttons and through software. So coming inside, as you can see, there's a lot of things going on here, but this is just a prototype, so they will change things around. I'm sure not everything will stick. So a few things that I do like. I like this cutout for the power supply shroud that has a glass piece, so you can see what's inside. This is their Thor power supply, so you can actually see the wattage in it. It is RGB, so it definitely works with this enclosure. The Rog Strix over here, I like the direction, but maybe it might not fit when there's additional text written on both the top and the front, at the bottom. So, I mean, there's also the ASUS chassis design. It's a little too much for my personal taste, but let us know in the comments of what you would keep in terms of all these visual elements. All right, so coming inside for the specifications over here, obviously EATX motherboards are supported. The 915 InWin chassis can accommodate anything enthusiast related. But the good thing about the ROG Strix enclosure, it's going to be much cheaper because it is not based on aluminum like you have on the 915. This is all steel with some aluminum and glass accents, so the price point will definitely be cheaper. Now, cooling capacity, obviously a 360 at the top and the front. I do like how spaced out this whole section is, but you will have to remove additional panels in order to access it, so that could be a little bit of a compromise in terms of the user assembly. But of course, this isn't totally finished, and we'll just have to wait and see of what type of design they stick with for the final release. But the one thing is, what would you guys like to see on the interior that is different, that is potentially user-friendly to you if you were to go with something this large, potentially go for water cooling systems, multi-GPU configurations, vertical GPU brackets, you know, what type of things that you want to see more of for a company that has not released a case in 10 years. So the ROG Strix as an enclosure is an exciting development for ASUS to enter that market, because I think we need more that do unique stuff, but that is obviously only going to be possible with your feedback and support. And lastly, the rear side panel is also glass, so obviously we have this like dual tempered glass, aluminum elements, glass on the interior. I definitely love this little power supply exposure going on. But yeah, this is the ROG Strix, you know, little prototype enclosure that we've seen here. Let us know what you think of it. Make sure to subscribe and check out this other relevant content, and we'll see you in the next video.